In this video, we will explore a variety of phrasal verbs that describe different situations. Let's dive into the world of phrasal verbs and their meanings. First, we have get out of, which means to avoid doing something. For example, he tried to get out of doing his homework by pretending to be sick. Next, we have muddle up, which means to make a situation more confusing or complicated. For instance, his unclear instructions muddled up the whole project. Then there's mix up, which means to confuse something or someone with something or someone else. An example would be, I always mix up the twins because they look so similar. Moving on to revolve around, which means to be the central focus or concern of something. For example, the discussion revolves around finding a solution to the budget deficit. Next, we have run up against, which means to experience an unexpected difficulty. For instance, we ran up against some unexpected problems while trying to implement the new system. Then there's crop up, which means to appear or happen unexpectedly. An example would be, unexpected expenses always seem to crop up right when we least expect them. Following that, we have bank on, which means to depend on or rely heavily on something or someone. For example, we're banking on your expertise to solve this problem. Next, we have turn out, which means to happen in a particular way, especially unexpectedly. For instance, it turned out that the meeting was cancelled at the last minute. Moving on to rise above, which means to overcome challenges or difficulties. An example would be, despite facing criticism, she managed to rise above it and remain focused on her goals. Then there's back off, which means to stop being involved in a situation or withdraw from a situation. For example, when he realized he was wrong, he had to back off from the argument. Following that, we have be caught up, which means to be involved or absorbed in something, often unexpectedly. For instance, I'm sorry for being late, I was caught up in a meeting. Next, we have hot up, which is informal and means to become more intense or exciting. An example would be, the competition really hot up as the final round approached. And finally, be thrown together, which means to be put into a situation and meet each other in a way that was not planned. For example, we were thrown together to work on this project at the last minute. These phrasal verbs capture a wide range of situations and experiences. Let's recap the entire list of phrasal verbs once more.